Seriously, answer me this. How many times have you gone to unlock your door and maybe you forgot your keys or you have too many groceries in your hands that you now have to put down? Let's be honest, traditional deadbolts are boring and honestly useless. Instead, what if I told you you can unlock your door in 6 different ways, while also replacing this ugly doorbell camera that's been sitting outside your door. Recently, I reviewed Eufy's Smart door lever, which is a complete replacement for your doorknob, but everything I didn't like about that one, I love about the E33 Smart video lock. So there's only one question left to ask. Is this good or bad tech? I make videos like this, helping the average tech user like yourself differentiate between all the different tech currently out. That way you can make better buying decisions. If you enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe button right down below. Eufy's E33 released a year after the S33, a cheaper version with a few less features, while still delivering the same high quality performance. Acting as a deadbolt replacement, this smart lock does more than just unlock your door. One of the reasons I really love this design is the small built-in camera and doorbell replacement. For most people, this ends up being a direct replacement for that doorbell camera that you currently have hanging up. But being as this is a stationary unit that only goes in one spot, your door, it does have some limitations. For my home, I have like this little corner, so you can't exactly see my front yard. There's just these boards in the way. So the camera only really ends up covering this little foyer. Because of this limited field of view, I still ended up leaving my doorbell camera up and running. But if you happen to have a door directly facing your front yard, this will probably cover the whole thing. One of the things I really didn't like about the Smart lever is it required a mortise cut, which is that small rectangular cut usually on the inside of your door. With this deadbolt model, they don't require you to have that. After removing your previous deadbolt, you're gonna wanna check the inside of your door to see if that rectangle is there. If it's not, no biggie. You can easily pop off that rectangle portion and just slide your deadbolt in. Now you wanna check how far in your deadbolt goes. That little middle hole should be directly in the center of the circle of your door. If it's not, that's okay, because Eufy makes this deadbolt adjustable. All you have to do is twist it, and this then extends it. Now slide it back in, and you should be good to start the install process. Now take the big keypad piece with the camera on top and slide the wires right underneath your deadbolt. You should be able to fit the rod directly through the middle. After that, take the back plate and run those cords from the other side of your door directly through it, and they should fit perfectly snug in that little indent. If they don't, then you probably have it upside down, like I did the first time. Now take the 2 included long screws, line it up from that back plate, and start to hand screw them in. Finish that up with a hand screwdriver. These should go in really easy. If you're having trouble with them and you think getting a drill is a good idea, don't do that. I found these screws pretty hard to find, and I have stripped one before. So if you have cross-threaded it, start to remove it and try again. Now take the final back portion and make sure it all lines up with that center rod that runs through the deadbolts. This can be a little tricky. You want to start by plugging in your cords. There's 2 you have to do, a ground and then the main wire harness. Once that's done, you just have to push it right against the back plate. The back portion should fit perfectly flush against that plate. At this point, I suggest making sure the deadbolt actually turns before we put in the final screws. Try it by hand a few times and you'll know if it's good. Open up the battery access and you want to use 2 of the 3 final little screws in those small holes. Once those are tightened in, there is one last one right at the bottom. You're going to see a really long, deep hole. You can tighten it up using a longer screwdriver. And then they do give you this little rubber plug to hide it. That way you just don't have a random big hole there. Put your battery pack in and that's it. That's the install process. It really only took me around 15 minutes. Now, I know what I'm doing. I've set 3 or 4 of these up, but if you have any technical skills, even a little bit, you'll be able to do this. Now you just have to sync everything up through your Eufy security app. That process just involves downloading the Eufy app, creating an account, and following the few on-screen prompts. I think the biggest benefit of the Eufy Smart locks, particularly besides their high-quality design, is the many ways you can unlock it. Up to an 8-digit code can be assigned and set to work all the time or on a specific schedule. I think of it like this: if you're a business or maybe you have family come over during the day, you can set their code to work between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. But after that, grandma is locked outside and you do not want to see her at all. If you find the code a little slow to enter like me, then you probably just want to use the fingerprint scanner. This works extremely well and is actually very responsive. I have noticed in the past, if your fingers are sweaty, like after a run, or if there's condensation from rain, sometimes this can affect its ability to detect your fingerprint. Through the app, you can set how many failures you allow. So if somebody tries their fingerprint 3 times, you might want them to wait 5 minutes before you allow it again. And that also counts in your code as well. Don't worry though, because if you do lock it, this can always be bypassed by unlocking it our third way with your phone. Now, what happens if it's malfunctioning? Maybe your fingerprint's not working, your code's not working. You can't unlock it with your phone. Well, if you turn that little doorbell ringer and slide it, there is a keyhole where you can manually unlock it at any time. And Eufy does include 2, but of course you can go get multiple cut. Maybe you're like me and you get melted into your couch sometime. A friend is coming over or family. Well, that's where you can be, "Hey Alexa, unlock my front door for me." The Eufy E330 has an amazing battery life with a 10,000 mAh rechargeable USB-C pack. I find this can last me around 6 months, but that could be more, it could be less. It's all dependent if you're using your camera a lot, you're unlocking and locking a ton, or utilizing the extra features. However, if it does ever die on you, luckily, they've also included a hidden USB-C port at the bottom of the front pad. Now, no, this doesn't just let anybody unlock your door. However, you can connect a battery pack, which will then allow you to unlock it from your phone or using the keypad again. The video quality is equally impressive due to the locking features. Built in is a 2K camera with night vision capabilities. It works well, crystal clear picture with the ability to detect both humans and your furry friends when they might be waiting at the door. The night vision also was pretty clear. It helps to detect those nighttime guests that might have a more nefarious reason for being at your door. This is especially useful if you happen to not have a motion detection light right outside your front door, then at least you're still able to see who's there. Depending on the amount of storage you want to use for every video instance, you can go into settings and change your video quality from 2K, Full HD, or a battery saver one. This can be done for both recordings and streaming. Here's some different video clips I was able to save throughout my time using this smart lock.
So I have the extra pieces in here, like the string and stuff.
The fine details and colors are really easy to see. In both HD and 2K, it's more than clear enough to detect any specific facial features. Because of the height and field of view of the camera, in most instances, you're able to capture both the face and full body of the person in the frame. And yes, it does have a built-in microphone and speaker for two-way conversations. When the recording starts, so does the audio. So for instance, I have people all the time coming to pick up stuff from Marketplace at my house. When I open my door to them, it's gonna capture their face. It's going to capture their voice. And this just gives you a little bit more ease of mind if they decide to snatch it and maybe run off. And again, depending on how much storage you want to use, you can fully adjust the duration of these clips. There's a few other notable features I think some of you are really going to like. Auto lock is the first one. This will, like the name suggests, automatically lock your door after a specific period of time. This can be set from half a second all the way up to 30 minutes. If you forget all the time to lock your door when you're coming in or you're leaving for the night, then this is a feature you need. Quick response is perfect if you're away from the door, or maybe you're not home at all, or you're a little busy.
Subscribe to Bad Tech on YouTube.
You can set up to 10-second voice recordings. That can be activated directly from the camera screen when someone comes to your door, allowing you to answer them when maybe you're a little busy. Last, we have the doorbell, which is built in directly below the keypad. Visitors can press this, and the full unit itself will output a customized chime sound. These can all be adjusted through settings, so if you don't like one of them or you want a lower volume, feel free to change it at any point. But if that's not loud enough to carry throughout your whole house, Eufy does give you a few options. For one, you can add your home base 3 as a chime. If you don't know what the home base is, it's essentially a main unit that can connect all of your Eufy system together. So wherever this is, it can also output that chime sound. And the second option is their wireless chimes that can plug into any outlet. This, yes, acts as a doorbell chime, but it has an extra bonus. This has a micro HD card slot where you can add up to 128 gigabytes. That can help store the load of the smart video lock footage directly on that micro SD card, allowing you to access it from your phone. There is a $70 difference between the S33 and the E33 we're looking at today. But what is the real differences? And I'm here to tell you, honestly, not much. These are the most important features that I could find that the S33 differentiates from. For one, you have advanced detection and alerts. It has something called door sensor auto lock, which I believe, instead of the timer system, will sense when you close your door and automatically lock it, where the timer system is based on the amount of time that passes. And lastly, the S33 is IP65 waterproof, where the E33 is IP53 water resistant. If you get a ton of rain and you don't have anything covering that door lock, that can make a bit of a difference. I love how easy it is now to purchase a high quality security system, no matter what your budget is. Products like this allow the average consumer like yourself to get a high quality unit at a super affordable and reasonable price. That's why, yes, this is good tech and frankly, a banger by Eufy, a really great product. I think Eufy struck gold with this one, and I really can't wait to see what the next iteration of this product brings. If there's a Eufy product or another tech product you want me to review next, let me know down below in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys.